What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rule of Two Review, and how the hell are you? Today's a really big day. I'm just doing a super quick update because today is the 1-year anniversary of Rule of Two Review on YouTube. And of course, when I say that, it's a little bit more particular than just 1 year on YouTube. This is kind of really sort of my thank you video. It's October 30th. It was 1 year ago today, October 30th, 2013, that I got what I'm calling my first video on YouTube. But of course, this is kind of something I wanted to take a quick opportunity to maybe sort of fill you guys in on the past, where Rule of Two Review came from, touch on a couple gaming things and a couple things going forward, mostly to say thank you, but I'm going to get to that part in a minute. So the reason this is sort of a really unique kind of thing for me as far as a 1 year anniversary goes is Rule of Two Review started in 2010. And at the time that I started in 2010, it was a website, and it was initially only a website, and it was dedicated to gaming and also to movies. So I was doing a lot of reviews, writing up and typing my own, issuing out scores, doing movie-related things as well, movie reviews, making lists, doing editorial and news pieces. It was a lot of writing, and it was just a website. Part of the dream with Rule of Two Review, in starting it as a website, was to eventually get to a podcast. I was really into podcasts at the time. I had just discovered IGN's podcasts, where they were doing Game Scoop and Podcast Beyond for PlayStation stuff, and of course Nintendo Voice Chat, and also the Keeping It Real Movies podcasts. So those podcasts started my love of the art, the craft of podcasting, and how cool it was to get together with really just your buddies and do the same kind of bullshitting that you do normally with those people, but now record it and now put it on the internet, and people love listening to it. And all of a sudden, you know, I felt really proud of my group of friends, how we were when we discussed movies and gaming related things, and I thought that we had a lot to add and a lot of great conversations to share with people, and knowledge and, you know, passion for things like video game related stuff, Nintendo stuff, Star Wars stuff, comic book stuff. And, you know, long story short, starting Rule of Two Review all by myself just as a website, within a couple of months, maybe 6 months to a year, I got Rule of Two Review also turned into 2 podcast series that were featured on iTunes. That was the 1-Bit Gaming podcast, which is, by the way, where the theme song for Rule of Two Review, the YouTube videos, comes from. That opening, you know, 8-bit kind of thing that turns into like a punk rocky sort of thing. That was the 1-Bit podcast theme in 2010, 11, and 12. By the way, fun fact about that also, I've talked about this a couple times. The illustrious Ms. T asked me about this on one of my videos a couple of months ago too, and I kind of explained it. Of course, I play in a band. I perform drums. I play the drums in a live performing band here in Denver, where I live currently. And I've been doing that live performing music for about 15 years. I've been playing the drums for about 20. Weird facts, not gaming related, that I'm now sharing with you guys about myself, mostly because this is a video not so much about gaming, just kind of about me. So I guess I'm being self-absorbed here for a moment, so please indulge me if you will. But I've been playing drums for about 20 years, live for about 15. Myself as a drummer, and also one of my good bandmates and really good old buddies, Reed, we put that together, mostly Reed, you know, he gets most of the credit, put that together for 1-Bit. So that's where that comes from. That's kind of the musical side of myself coming in that has helped aid that. So that's where the theme song comes from that you guys have been listening to for this past year. And so we did the 1-Bit podcast, and then we did the Frame by Frame Movies podcast, and that was so much fun, man. Different groups of people, really good buddies of mine, you know, doing that for a couple of years, and then our schedules got so busy that I couldn't keep doing that. We saw pretty decent success on iTunes, but it just became too hard to kind of keep that stuff going as a group thing, and so for about a year, we really didn't do anything. And Rule of Two Review, the website and the podcast were sort of dying, and I always knew in the back of my mind, I was like, that was a thing that I had that I felt was a good thing. And I felt like I had a lot to contribute to the nerd world on the internet, specifically me and my friends, you know, like I feel like we're a really solid group of really educated, fun nerds. And we love talking about this shit. We do this every day in real life. Every movie we go see, every game that comes out, we do this all the time. I mean, daily, weekly, for years. And I knew that there was a value with what I had to contribute and what we had to contribute. And so after about a year of the break, I kind of I don't remember how it happened. I was like, gosh, like iTunes and the podcasting, so much work, getting everyone together, getting it on iTunes. It's really hard to promote iTunes is what I learned after doing it for 2 years. And I had realized that I had started following a couple of people on YouTube who were doing something similar. I'm going to give my own personal shout out. Not everyone agrees with this, and even some people who I know really well through the Gamers at Large network, who I'll talk about in a minute as well. Rich, who runs Review Tech USA, gets a very, very large personal shout out. He will not, I'm not going to tag him or try to get his attention. Like, I mean, if he sees this or knew about it, that'd be amazing. And Rich, I love you, buddy. But I'm not trying to ride on anyone's coattail, so I don't want to try to make it like, oh, Rich, pay attention and tell people my videos are great. But I'm just going to give him a plug that he'll probably never know about. That channel specifically was very instrumental in me figuring out how I can kind of bring myself back onto the internet, was through YouTube. I was like, wow, that's a great idea. Like, there's so much I have to say. YouTube is a wonderful format, and it's so easy to promote and kind of get yourself out there, and people can discover you on YouTube easier. So, not so much about trying to make myself famous, but in the sense of trying to promote what I'm trying to do to more people faster, I realized YouTube was it. So after a lot of thinking and investing quite a bit of money into some recording and video editing, software and some hardware, capture cards for gaming equipment. There's a fly in here, by the way. So now I'm just the douchebag recording my vlog video with a fly in the room, and I'm doing all this crazy shit. So anyway, I'm rambling, which I always do. So good on the fly, because it can help maybe focus my thoughts. Long story short, Rich was great. A couple other channels were great. That helped me realize how to bring myself and Rule of Two Review back to the internet, back to you guys, which was through YouTube. In which case, I turned it into a YouTube channel. So it's no longer a website. It's just the YouTube stuff. And 1 year ago, October 30, 2013, like I said, I got my first video up as myself running Rule of Two Review. It's a really funny, awkward video. I'm going to link that below. My first video I ever captured for a game was for the Deus Ex, the director's cut on the Wii U, and so I was really playing around with my format, how I was going to do it, really not sure how I was going to go from talking with my friends in a group to put it on the internet to just myself for 5, 10, what turned into a 15 or 20 minute video for my average video length. I didn't know how I was going to do that, and so it's a little awkward and kind of funny. And it's a snapshot of what the time was like a year ago. The Wii U was just barely starting to maybe not struggle, but it had still been struggling. And the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One had not been released yet. So that was kind of the big thing anticipating at the time. So I don't know. It's a fun thing to go back and check for anyone who's just, been following Rule of Two Review now the last year and last couple of months and really is curious as to where it got started on YouTube. It's pretty funny to go back and check out that first video. I definitely would recommend doing it. It's kind of funny. But anyway, now that I got that whole self-indulgent kind of, story out of the way about where I came from and why I decided to do Rule of Two Review, most importantly, I want to say thank you. It's now been 1 year. It's been 365 days. And it feels great to know that I was able to keep this momentum up 365 days later and that it's not slowing down. I certainly get busy, so sometimes I put up less videos a week than I really mean to or want to. And sometimes there's also not a lot of news. That's the other thing I've learned is when there isn't news, it's hard to know what to make a video about. But I'm going to keep this going. And a year later, I mentioned this in a video a couple of days ago. The goal that I had really liked to achieve, and this was setting the bar high for myself, was 1,000 subscribers, maybe in the first year. And this was when I had like 2 subscribers, and I didn't even know if I could hit 30 or 50, let alone 100, let alone 500, let alone 1,000. That seemed like almost unreachable, at least anytime soon. And here we are, as of the exact 1 year mark, 365 days later. I was dreaming of 1,000. I had a realistic goal of between 500 and 700. And as of right now, the time of this recording that I'm filming right now, 927 subscribers. So, goddamn, you guys are amazing. You helped me achieve something I didn't even know if I was ever going to be able to do, at least in a year's time, And I just love you guys for this. And thank you so much for showing me that you care about what I have to talk about. You like the channel. You like the format. You like me. You care about what I have to say about gaming stuff and how I'm going to change the format going forward, which I'll also get to in a minute. And I just don't even know how to describe like how good that feels, And I could sit here and gush and kiss your guys' butt forever, and that'll get tiring after another couple seconds. So I won't really do that too long. But I do have to tell you that being at basically 1,000, almost 1,000 subscribers, getting to where I really didn't know if I could ever get to in just 1 year's time, 900 subscribers. It's just like I said in that video a couple days ago. For me and my humble experience in this little humble Rule of Two review channel, I have 900 subscribers, might as well be 9 million. Like, it feels that good to me. So you guys are amazing. Thank you. Please know that I'm not stopping anytime soon. You know, I've got a lot of things. I got to move and stuff coming up pretty soon, but it's not going to stop. You know, Rule of Two review, I love doing this. It's so fun. You know, if I get to do this as a profession sometime down the road, awesome. That would be great if I could make this my full-time job. But right now, I have a very serious career day job, and I do really well with that, and that's not going to stop, but it's also not going to prevent me from doing Rule of Two review, even if I never can make this full-time. Like, I do this because I love it. I don't do it really to get famous. I don't do it to make money, because that's really hard to make money on YouTube. I've learned that, but God damn, it's just so much fun. And I just care about this stuff so much that talking about it and hoping that any of you guys out there on the internet enjoy it is the only thing I need. And that is all the motivation I need to keep going forward. So even if I never see anything else out of it ever again, I'm still going to keep doing it for as long as it makes sense, as long as I'm interested in doing it, as long as it's fun for me, as long as I'm inspired and motivated to do it based on my passion for the hobbies and the news and things that continue to happen, you know? As long as Nintendo keeps doing the awesome things that they do, I'll probably feel motivated to do it. Even though I like to talk about anything more so than just Nintendo, as you pretty much probably know, you know, they kind of help keep my passion. They keep me motivated enough to care about doing this channel and talking to you guys every week and doing these things, you know? So that's kind of my gushing, you know, that's where I'm at with that stuff. Now, as far as going forward, you know, so something that I realized, there's a couple of things that I've realized in this last year. And it's not so much my format, quote unquote, that I will be changing, but some of the stuff that I present to you guys and what I use Rule of Two review for, I realize that I kind of want to change going forward into this next year, into year 2. Rule of Two review season 2. You know, that's what's going to starting tomorrow, October 31st, Halloween, 2014. So there's 2 main goals I have going forward. Really kind of 3. Here's the one that isn't really a goal, but is whatever, is I operate, you know, Rule of Two review as a Facebook page and as a Twitter, and I'm fairly active on them. I want to be more so, and I'd like to get you guys more involved. And that's really what leads into the first main thing that I want to do with Rule of Two review going into this next year, is I want to be more connected and involved with you guys. So what I want to do in doing that, first and foremost, I want to extend to you guys another Q&A. A couple of months ago, I did a Q&A where I reached out and I said, hey, guys, ask me some questions, and in a couple days, I'll make a video and I'll answer some of your questions. So I'm going to do the same thing again right now. So if you've made it this far into this video, where I'm really just been talking about myself and Rule of Two review, if you've made it this far, I would like to ask you, please, ask me some more questions. I really enjoyed doing that. It seemed like you guys really, really enjoyed me doing that. And so this is the call. So ask me questions. Send me messages on Facebook or Twitter. Send me messages on YouTube. Leave comments in this video below. Whatever you do that's asking me a question you want to hear me talk about, I'm going to answer on another video. That was about a 45 or 50-minute video. No one seemed to mind, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing again. So you reach out, ask me some questions. I'm going to answer those questions in an immediate video. Long term, for how I want to work with you guys going forward and be more involved, is I'm going to do a new segment video. I want to do it, I think I'm going to call it like the, you know, comment corner, basically something where you guys, or users question corner. I'll figure out a name that's applicable, but basically once a week, I want to make a video very directly responding to one user's question, where I get to give that person a personal shout out. If they have an active Rule of Two review channel, I'm going to go ahead and kind of plug your video. Your video channel, and also very directly make a video solely focused on your question and what it is you want me to talk about. So if I get consistent questions, I want to do that once a week and make that a new segment going forward, where you guys know you can reach out to me and I'm going to talk specifically to you and about your question. And if you have a YouTube channel you want me to promote, I'll promote it. Again, at only 1,000 subscribers, I mean, I only reach so many people on YouTube. But I think that it still would be cool, and it's a one cool way that I can give back to you guys. The other big change I want to do going forward is to incorporate more movie stuff. What I realized is I just don't talk on the internet, on Rule of Two review on YouTube, about movies enough. And obviously gaming is huge to me, which is why I'm always talking about gaming stuff. But you know what? Movies are just as important. I spend just as much time watching films, dissecting films, theorizing about them, going to see movies weekly with my awesome, huge group of friends, and we discuss it at length. in person. And again, Rules to Review started with the Frame by Frame Movies podcast, and I miss doing that. So I really hope that you guys would care about that, because that's what I'm going to do. I've got 1 or 2 really cool plans for the very, very immediate future. I mean, in the next week or so, you're going to see some cool things come up movie related. And a lot of that stuff might also be bringing in some other people to kind of start doing that stuff again. So, you know, Star Wars is my favorite thing in the world. You'd think gaming and Nintendo and all that is my favorite thing in the world, and it almost is, but it's actually Look at my shirt right now. Look at, yeah, I support the prequels. Fuck anyone who doesn't. I love all 6 films. Can't wait for episode 7 in the new trilogy. So the point is, Star Wars is actually my #1 thing, and that's in the movie realm. And I want that to become a part of what I do at Rule of Two Review, because I would love to get involved with conversations with you guys about that. It's an exciting time for film. Marvel Studios is doing crazy things right now. I love the X-Men stuff. The Hobbit things have been going on. Hunger Games. All these big budget movie things. Nolan's got his new film Interstellar coming out soon. That shit matters to my life. And so I want to start bringing that to you guys in video form to Rule of Two Review, you know, on YouTube. So I think that that'll be a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will dig that. You can look forward to more of that stuff. I'm going to implement more and more as this next year goes on for Rule of Two Review. So expect crazy Star Wars conversations with the new trilogy happening, crazy Marvel and comic conversations with all the MCU things that are going on. Not to mention DC's getting revved up too. So I thought Man of Steel was freaking great. It's a very divisive film, but I loved Man of Steel. I think Ben Affleck's going to make a great Batman. And so we've got a lot of stuff coming really soon with the Wonder Woman and Flashes on film. They're doing crazy stuff. DC's doing really neat things on TV that are being kept separate from their film universe, but I'm actually okay with that. Some people aren't. I think it works. So I'm really excited for what DC is doing. And again, I love the Hobbit films. The 3rd one comes out really soon. There's a lot of cool movie things to go on. So I want you guys to know that I'll be doing a lot of movie stuff with Rule of Two Review over this next year too. So hopefully that excites you, because I'm really, really excited to start doing that stuff more. I miss it. I really, really miss it. As much as I love talking gaming and Nintendo, which will still be the focus of Rule of Two Review. So if that's what you love, I don't want you to think that I'm going to stop that or do it any less. That's going to continue in the same capacity it always has. I'm just going to I'm going to complement that with the film stuff. I want to talk about Star Wars and Marvel and all these things with you guys too. So hopefully that excites you, like I said, because I'm really excited to be able to do it. So with that said, I feel like I've gotten enough about myself and my YouTube channel, Rule of Two Review, out. I've probably bored you guys to tears enough. If you watch this entire video, it means a lot to me, just like you're, being a subscriber, a fan, a follower, engaging with me has meant a lot. I got to give the shout out to the Gamers at Large Network and a lot of the really cool people that I've met and been engaging in with this last several months, since I was personally invited by the Gamers at Large Network. I'm going to link some stuff for that stuff below too. Both the Gamers at Large YouTube page down below. I'm going to do that, as well as also some really cool folks that I kind of talk with and have really enjoyed their content through Gamers at Large. It's a great network about spreading positivity through YouTube videos, not trying to be angry, negative, talk shit about people or other systems and stuff. And, every once in a while we'll kind of get into that a little bit. But for the most part, it's all about positivity, man. Gamers are gamers. We should unite. And that's what Gamers at Large is. And, I've met some great people. Obviously, Mizza I've brought up Jamie Butterworth and his channel Butterworthy a couple times. There's a lot of great things going on there. So I really want you guys to look these people up, look up the network, and follow and subscribe to them. If you like what I do and you're not familiar with these folks, you would like what they do. So if you like me and Rule of Two Review, you would like them. And I really want to extend a very special thanks to you guys and to the network, and specifically to Jamie Butterworth, who is the one who sought me out and invited me to the network. Really great, smart guy, really awesome gamer, knows his stuff. And I just want you guys to support them. And I have to say thank you to you guys for keeping me involved. I think you're all great people and really smart gamers. And I've loved seeing what you do. And I've loved being a part of it, in whatever small capacity I have been. It really has meant a lot. It was a great big step forward for Rule of Two Review in the first year. And I felt really proud to have become involved. So, yeah. And actually wrapping this up, like I said, 927 subscribers as of right now, this recording 1 year in. 1,000 is probably right around the corner in the next week or a couple months or so. So once that happens, I want you to keep a lookout for a contest. And I'll be doing a really, really cool contest. It'll be the biggest prize I've offered yet. I've done a couple small contests, and this will be the biggest one. It's not huge. I'm not going to buy anyone an Xbox or a Wii U or anything. But I'll do something pretty amazing, and it'll be worth your time to pay attention to the contest and hopefully win, because it'll be a really cool prize for you guys. And it's another great way I can say thank you to you. So With that said, I'm finally going to shut up. This has been a long video. That's how much I've really cared about what I've been doing. Thank you guys 1,000 times over for everything. Like I said, 900 subscribers feels like 9 million to me. What a great first year it's been. I can't wait for a really great second year. I can't wait to talk movies and more gaming and Nintendo related stuff with you guys going forward for the next 365 days. So, in conclusion, you guys rock. I love you all. Thanks for your support. And keep a lookout for awesome stuff, not only on the next video, but also for the next year of Rule of Two Review.